Hey guys, what's up? It's Imurgency and welcome back to my channel. This is my first time doing a video in my dorm this semester, like sitting down. So like this is weird. I'm sorry if like the focus is off or whatever, if it goes off or anything, because I'm using my actual camera for this. I'm not using my phone. Can you guys hear that? I live with that. I guess today's video is gonna sort of be like me spilling the tea, but not really spilling the tea. I'm just giving you my experience, my truth of the food system at GW. Without further ado, I'm gonna break this up into 3 parts: the good, the bad, and not the ugly, because we're positive people around here. Before I get in this video, I just want to say this is in no way bashing GW or their food system. These are just things that I personally believe that could be improved, or things that I personally don't really like about the food system and that I would like to see changed in the future if possible. I'm very ill-informed when it comes to like why things are the way they are. I'm just here letting you guys know what I feel, what is up, what's good, so you guys can sort of get an idea for what I've experienced with food and just like the dining plan at GW. If you go here and you actually like experience this firsthand, let me know down in the comments below what your experience is. Let me know if it's similar, different, if I'm crazy, if I'm actually making some sense. I just want to know. Sometimes I just be talking. I really don't know where I'm going with this, but let's just get in the video. So I feel like before I can actually get into like the truth behind the dining plan at GW, I need to give you a kind of like backstory of like what that is, because our dining plan is pretty unique in that sense. Basically, GW, I know I've explained this in other videos, but GW does not have a central dining hall. We have like one dining hall, and that's on the burn for burn kids, and like for foggy kids too. Foggy kids can go if they want, but like that's like the main food source for people on the burn who live there. But anyways, GW does not have like a central dining hall in the sense like many other colleges do. Like everyone goes to one dining hall and they eat. It's kind of like cafeteria style, but no, that's not GW. So instead of that, we have this dining plan called GWorld. Basically, our GWorld is like the little card. It's basically our student ID card, at least for freshmen. Every semester you get loaded $2,300 per year for your meal plan. I want to say like it's kind of like a debit card in that sense, except you can only use your GWorld card at certain locations that are GW partners. The point of the system is like you're mostly using it for food and for like school supplies sometimes, but you're not just using it like a debit card. You're not going shopping with it. You're not doing all that. Like that's the point behind GWorld. That being said, we do have a lot of GW partners around DC and around the area. I don't know the exact number behind how many partners there are, but I know there are definitely. Just know that there are a lot, okay? So basically, you can use your GWorld, swipe it at any of these places, and you're basically paying for your food that way. Some of the restaurants we have here are like Panera, which is one of my favorites. We have this really good poke place down in District Hall. Oh, that's another thing. We do have like mini hubs of like foodery places in the basement of District House. It's like an unofficial dining hall because we have like Chick-fil-A, this place called Soul, this Greek restaurant, this poke place, and a pizza place that are all in that area that people generally buy from, and that's like where people like study, eat, have like org meetings, all that. So there's that. That's like, I guess that's the closest thing you can kind of equate to like a GW dining hall. I hope I explained that well. If I didn't, let me know and I'll like explain it further in like the description of the comments or something. So first I kind of want to go into like some of the good things about the dining plan, some of the good things about GWorld, and that is pretty much you can eat whenever, or not wherever, but like whenever you want, and like within like certain locations, because I feel like with an actual dining hall they have certain hours, but with this dining plan the only constrained hours you have are like the actual business hours of like these restaurants and stuff, which can be both a good and bad thing, because some of the restaurants do close kind of early for it being in a city. Like a lot of restaurants close at around like 9, which for if you're a student is kind of early. Well, not for me because like that's my bedtime, but for a lot of students at GW, like they're still studying and doing work, then they like to get food or like a little snack in between their study sessions. So that is a little early, but we do also have a few places that have like extended hours. Like I know the Starbucks underneath our library has extended hours, which is like kind of different from like a regular Starbucks. Like they close at midnight and they open up really early at like I think 5:30. There also are some really good options on campus. Like the places I eat most often are probably Panera, this new Japanese restaurant. Well, it's not new, but like this Japanese restaurant down the street from my hall that just like started accepting GWorld. So you get sushi on GWorld, like real sushi, not like the cheap sushi, like real sushi on GWorld. And also this poke place, which is in District. Shout out to them if you're watching. Another, like, I guess this is sort of a good thing, but it kind of teaches you how to budget because you do have, I don't want to say only, but I'm going to say only because this is GW. We do only have $2,300 a semester, which is about 14 weeks. And by the math, you get about like $19 per day to spend on food. Which does sound like a lot, like it does sound like a lot, but I'll get into that later of why it's actually not that much money to be spending if you're budgeting. But yeah, it teaches you like some good budgeting strategies for like the real world or whatever. This also goes hand in hand because we do have a few grocery stores, few meaning like two, grocery stores on GWorld. We have Whole Foods and Safeway. If you've been like paying attention to like the options that we have here, you're probably starting to realize what some of the main problems are with GWorld. And with that, I guess we'll sort of like transition into the bad. And the first thing about that is that a lot of options here are very expensive. That's because one, it's like DC and everything's really expensive here. And two, like GWorld kind of like jacks up the prices a little bit. I know I mentioned earlier that you have about $19 per day. Like when one of your meals, like say like your breakfast or lunch or something, is around like $10 at least, actually at least around like $10. You're kind of like really struggling to like stay on budget unless you go grocery shopping and plan ahead and plan your meals out. I'll give you an example. Let's say you go to Panera, right? Like say you want like a sandwich, a drink, and I don't know, you're feeling a little snackish, you get like a cookie or something too. That's like $10 to $12 at least. So then you're stuck with like $7 for like the rest of your day. But a lot of, especially like the healthier options on campus are very, very expensive. Like sweet greens, sorry, I'm not old. Sweet green, their salads are like $12, $13. I don't know how people do that. I don't know if like the salad is all you're eating in the day, but like, another thing that I'm not too happy about is while we do have a lot of options of food places to eat, we don't have a lot of variety. We have like maybe like 4 or 5 different like cafe style foods. We have 2 or 3 places that have pizza. We have quite a few options for seafood. They're all sort of like the same kinds of food. Like we don't have any like full meals. Like you can get like a meal at Chick-fil-A, but like that's not what I mean. I mean like a full meal that you can eat and feel like satisfied for, so you can kind of like justify paying the high price because you're gonna feel full and you're not gonna want to eat for like the rest of the day. Everything's sort of like a sandwich or like a soup or something like that. Like, ooh, breakfast. Breakfast is a really good example because I'm a really big breakfast person. There aren't that many breakfast options on campus. Like you're either getting a breakfast sandwich or you're getting like a croissant or like a bagel or something. They don't have any like solid breakfast food to eat like day to day. So like what I do is I basically kind of eat like GW Deli every day and get those sandwiches, and I alternate that with like a parfait or something at Panera. If GW can have like a diner and have that on GWorld, not even like a sit down diner, like that would be nice. Like diner-ish type of food that you can get to go that could like have like reasonable prices, can like have the same prices as like the rest of the food here. Maybe even like a little bit more since it's like actual like food that would like sustain you. But yeah, having that option would be nice. So yes, that is my piece. That is the bad. Now I kind of want to give like some solutions or like some, I don't know, something to like add so I'm not just complaining. One thing that I could see as a kind of like, I've said this before in the video, but one thing I could kind of see to sort of help some of these problems is cooking and grocery shopping. If you're grocery shopping sort of like in bulk, or not necessarily in bulk, like for like a week or 2 in advance, and meal prepping, that is a good way to preserve GWorld and to make sure you're well fed. Also, like I said, adding like a diner, like some more like filling options here. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we do have a ton of great options, and we have a lot of good food here, just like the variety and switching things up would be nice. Also, this one thing that I was thinking of, I'm not really sure if this would be possible or like viable at all, but like possibly switching up the restaurants in district like every couple of years. I'm honestly not sure how like the contracts or things like that really work. Either cycling the restaurants in district like every couple of years or like having more pop-ups, because I know they did have a few pop-ups last semester where like different restaurants around DC would come in and accept GWorld for like that one day. Honestly, every time you go down to district, you see something new. And that's something that I like. And just seeing like some new food options down there got me very excited. Especially when they have like bubble tea down there. Oh my God. Bubble tea on GWorld. Good bubble tea on GWorld. Like, I have Kung Fu tea come to district. Another thing I'm not really too sure about is making options a little bit cheaper. Like I said, I'm not really sure how that would work or if that is possible. But like lowering the prices just even like a little bit would be great. But yeah. Before this video gets too long, I'm going to end it off right here, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope no one got like offended or like butthurt or anything. Like I said before, this is just like my opinion on GW dining. But if something that I did say resonated with you, or like if you completely disagree with me, let me know down in the comments below. Both opinions are completely fine. If you're new to the channel, then definitely hit that subscribe button to become a roommate. There's always As you can see, there is always enough room for more roommates because none of my roommates are in my room right now. You already know to like the video, turn on post notifications and all that, but make sure, if you haven't already, to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Imurgency and at R_RAWB RRob to keep up with me and to see some fire pictures on my Instagram and some crazy things. Not crazy, I'm not really that interesting, but like some crazy things on Twitter. That's gonna be it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Imurgency, and I'll see you guys next time. Wait, I forgot how to do this. All right, bye.